All right.
What's up, Rod?
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Just hanging out here at the abode. Kelly
Oh,
lists right now.
nice.
She's at work.
Uh-huh. Will she be back soon or no?
Um, Maybe like 5-ish, 5:15-ish.
All right. So she might join us.
She might say hey. Just a
Okay.
just a quick hello. Yeah.
That's fine.
What's going on? What have you been up to?
Um I'm not very comfortable or happy right now because I'm starving because I've been fasting all day. Because it's Yom Kippur. So this is
And
supposed to
when you
be what?
so when you starve yourself, it's showing your devotion.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a reminder of our sins and to just be better in the new year. Which, like,
So
to do
so
one.
wait, time out, time out.
Yeah.
How does being hungry remind you of your sins?
Well, because you just think about that, like, you're, like, suffering in a way, and, like, it just kind of reminds you that, like, more likely than not, you've been a bad The thing is, in Judaism, you kind of collectively assume responsibility for like every Jew's sins. So like in when we go to temple, we say all these prayers that mean like we have done this and we have done this. Where like in Christianity, you'd go to like the booth and just confess like your own sins, and you don't really care about other people's. But in
Yeah.
Judaism, you have to
Okay.
take responsibility for everybody's.
I like
So,
that, but let me give you one thing that you said wrong. You said Christianity. You go to the booth. That's only in Catholicism,
oh, well, fuck me, right?
which which could be actually there could be other ones that do it, but none of the ones that I did as a kid.
Well, that shows how much I know about Catholicism.
Yeah, that's true, dude. Well,
Yeah.
I'm the one that texted you like back over summer when Ramadan was going on or something like that, and I was like, "Yeah, dude,
Yeah, I can't
congratulations on being a
believe.
Jew."
I cannot fucking believe you did that.
I should have played it off like I was just fucking around, but
Right, which I
yeah.
kind of thought you were. Wait, what exactly did you say?
Um,
You must have
I,
thought that Ramadan was a Jewish holiday. You definitely
yeah,
it couldn't have been that you thought that I was Muslim.
no, no, that's not what I thought. I literally looked at the calendar, and it said Ramadan begins at sundown. And anytime something says begins at sundown, I always just think of you because it's like a very Jewish thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every Jewish holiday starts at sundown.
So I just texted you, and I was like, "Yo, man, does Ramadan start tomorrow or something like that?" And
Like, I don't
your
fucking
response was
know.
just like, "Yeah," you're just like, I maybe, yeah, I don't know." I was like, what kind of Jew is this kid?" Yeah, I got that one wrong.
Ridiculous. Yeah, that's okay.
So right now you're not enjoying a nice beverage with me.
No, I'm not. I've been like drinking water throughout the day, and I had a coffee earlier today too. It's kind of like I think like really intensely religious like Orthodox Jews would not even drink water throughout the day, but like if I don't do that, I'll faint. So
Would you
it's
really faint though?
I if I don't drink water and I've been sitting for a long time and then I stand up, I get very very lightheaded. And one time when I was in I want to say middle school or maybe my freshman year of high school, I like was in my den, and I stood up to go upstairs to my room, and like as I was walking through my front hallway, I started blacking out, and I like tried to catch my balance, and I like grabbed onto a vase and like smashed it and just like fainted on the floor. And luckily my parents were right there. So
Yeah.
they like, yeah, it was. But ever since then, I've just been, I've just been more conscious
of experience, man.
Yeah, some people take substances for that. But since then, I've just been very conscious about like drinking water, and I just feel shitty, and like I like to think that God doesn't want me to feel shitty. Like if I'm hungry, it's okay, but it's like if I'm not drinking water, then I think he would be okay with me drinking water.
Well, I hope so too, or else you're going to the non-existent hell.
Yeah, I'm fucking going to hell. Yeah.
That's funny. No,
yeah.
That's cool, man. I like the whole idea. I say this every podcast, but I've been listening to podcasts, and there's this Jew that came on to Rogan's podcast, and he doesn't come on and say, "Hey, I'm Jew." I just forget his name. I think it's. Whoa, you getting a text there, buddy?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I heard the vibration.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might not be able to control. I don't know if I can do anything about that.
No, I'm not worried about it.
All right. Good.
Yeah. But I think it was a scientist his name is Gad Saad. It's Gad Saad.
Yeah.
And he grew up in I forget, Lebanon. I forget where, but it was literally like 90% of the people of the country are Muslim. And he grew up, I think he was like maybe 10 when his family left, but he grew up going to the middle school. He wouldn't even tell people that he was Jewish. And this apparently was the best Muslim state to live in. Like they didn't persecute you as much, and by that they only killed a couple Jews every now and then. Like it's insane.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
He's telling about his childhood while he's there, growing up Jewish, and then finally coming over to America. Actually, I think he came over to Canada, but yeah, it's interesting stuff, man. He talks about the religion, and I just find it pretty intriguing. I mean, I don't believe in everything that most religions talk about, but the sense of community is really cool.
Yeah, it is nice. Definitely. Like I can, I don't go to temple ever except for the high holidays, but it's nice that like when I do, there's like people who remember me and like ask about me, and that's kind of nice.
Do they say, "Oh, hello, Jared. How are you?"
Yeah, they're all from Russia and all have really intense accents.
Oh, that was my "Don't mess with the Zohan" accent.
Yeah, I figured. Best movie ever.
Yeah. So what have you done all day? Just sat around?
Yeah, well, we went to temple earlier, and then I've just been kind of hanging out. I watched like a movie with my brother and sister, and just kind of taking it easy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Keep up the fast, dude. You get to eat tonight or no?
Yeah. One at sundown.
Oh, yeah. I could have guessed begins at sundown.
Yeah, exactly. Sundown to sundown.
That's cool, man.
So a couple of really weird things have happened to me in the last week.
Uh-oh.
So first of all, the other day I was in my parents' computer room doing some homework. And you remember I was telling you about my quiz that I didn't do very well on?
Yeah. So
okay.
To fill in people, you're taking classes now.
Right, I'm taking a class, and basically, like, I have a book that I have to read, and what I didn't realize when I ordered it was I actually just ordered like a code to go to a website, put this code in, and then the book is all online, which
Oh,
I'm not
jeez.
a huge I'm not a huge fan of because I like to have an actual
Yeah,
hard copy of it.
I'm
So,
with you. Oh,
yeah, so what I did was I like printed it out and I started reading it, but then I got this idea that if I open up the online quiz, there's 10 questions, and what I thought I could do is look for certain keywords in the question, do a search in the document for that word, and then hopefully it would bring me to like the area of the chapter where that answer is located, and it would just be much easier that way. So,
that's logical.
yeah. So, I knew that I had searched for like words in documents before, but I haven't done it in a while, so I couldn't remember how to actually like do that in my on my computer. So I'm like pushing all these buttons and trying to figure it out, and finally I called my brother into the room and I was like, "How do you do a search for a word in a document?" And he's like, "You just hit Command F. I think that's what it is." So I
Uh,
hit that
Control
and
F,
the Control F. Okay, so I hit
or
those
maybe
and the
maybe it's Command. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't remember. So the little window came down to do a word search, and something was in there from the last time that I did a word search, and it just said Pornhub,
Okay.
and like I just
Is
highlighted that and deleted it really quickly, and I was like, I really hope my brother didn't see that. And then my brother was just like, Pornhub,
how old is your
and
brother now?
he's 15. He'll be 16 in about a month.
Oh, that kid is just crushing porn right now, dude.
Oh, of course he is, and like he just started laughing, and then I just like smacked him really hard in his stomach, and then he went away. And so I was kind of like a little embarrassed at first, but then I started thinking if anybody in my direct family had to have seen that, I'm glad that it was my brother because
Oh, yeah.
I definitely
Imagine if your sister.
yeah, well so first of all, obviously I don't want either of my parents seeing that. But
Come on, dude. You
then
walk around naked with your parents.
not anymore.
When did you stop?
I mean, there wasn't like I'm not saying I wouldn't do it now, but I probably wouldn't. I'd be a little more cautious of it. I wouldn't be as
When's
open
the last
about it.
When's the last time you did?
Like the last time either of my parents saw me naked.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Oh, I saw my dad naked 2 days ago.
Why?
He
Was he just walking around?
because he comes into my room when he keeps a lot of clothes in my closet. So
Yeah.
if I sleep over at my parents' house on a work night, every single morning he just walks into my room naked and picks out clothes from the closet and then leaves.
That's respectable. You're under his roof. So I
I am,
kind of get
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Sometimes he realizes that like when I'm in the shower is the only time that he can tell me something. So I'll be taking a shower and he'll like open the door and like talk to me while I'm in the shower, and I just want to yell at him like, "Can you please get the fuck out of here and give me some privacy?" But
So he,
he
he
would
opens the door to the bathroom, or he opens the door to the shower and like comes
no
in with
to
you.
no just to the bathroom.
Could you imagine that?
Jared, I have to tell you something. He just takes off his clothes. Has like a 10-second conversation with me and then leaves.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
When,
yeah, if my sister had seen that, I would have been like mortified. I could never have like I don't think she would have looked at me the same way ever again.
do you think that she thinks that you don't look at porn?
I was wondering about that. I really don't know. I mean, she has to hear guys talking about it and has to know that guys like in her school do it. And I would assume that she also knows that like that's not something that you just do in high school and then you get sick of it. Like you just gotta keep doing it throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So she's probably thought about it, but I just still
Yeah.
don't want her to know.
Yeah, I'm sure it grosses her out to think about, so she probably doesn't
Yeah.
think about it.
I mean, I almost accidentally sent her a picture of my penis 5 years ago.
Well,
I mean, that would.
send the penis pic. Didn't you have to have your grandpa
You're right.
intercept it?
Yeah. I did, and my grandfather deleted it. Thank fucking God. That would have been a nightmare.
Thank God for grandparents seeing your penis as
Right.
well.
Yeah. So there was that. So then also this was just really stupid. There's a thrift store in the town that I work in. So sometimes if I'm like a little early for work, I'll swing by there and check some stuff out. And they've got like it's like mostly clothes, but they also have like a huge book section and like DVDs and just like little knickknacks. So there's a book section and there's like a section where they have sports books. And I always go to that section and see if they have any new like basketball books or just anything cool there. And so I found a book that was it basically chronicles like the Philadelphia 76ers from when they got Dr. J in 1977 until when they won the championship in 1983. And so it talks about like all their struggles and like their rebuilding process during that period. So
That sounds
I like
kinda
opened
cool.
it up. Yeah. And I opened it up and I'm like looking through it and looking at the pictures. And then I flip to the front. It's a hardcover book. So I flip to the front end page and like the inside cover to the first end page, that spot. So I see that there's all these autographs on the inside cover. And I'm looking and it's like Dr. J, Moses Malone, Bobby Jones, Andrew Toney, like all these great 76ers from that era. And I realize it
way.
and I start freaking out, like internally, but a little bit externally too. I'm like, I got this like chill and I'm like, oh my God, I just found the coolest thing. And I'm like looking around to see if anyone's like watching me, if anyone's gonna try and like steal it from me. And I'm like, this is
no.
crazy. I cannot fucking believe what I just found. This could be worth like hundreds of dollars. And then I flipped to the back inside cover and end page, and I saw that it was just totally identical. And I realized that
Oh,
that's just how the book was printed.
oh, fuck
They
you,
weren't
man.
real autographs at all. I was so pissed about that.
Man, I actually legitimately was getting excited when you told me that story.
Dude,
I thought you
think
just
about
received
how
tons of autographs.
think about how I felt. I thought the same way too. I was like, this is the coolest thing that I've ever come across in my life.
That's awesome. Well, talking
Yeah.
about autographs, what are some of the most famous autographs you have?
Some of the most famous autographs I have. I have a baseball that's signed by Derek Jeter and Nomar Garcia Parra. And
Nice.
to be honest, I kind of wish it was just signed by Derek Jeter.
Yeah, Nomar's fucking ruining that value.
Yeah, I know. Like if I had I mean, I don't know. My dad got that for me when I was in I want to say a freshman in high school. but like it was definitely worth so much more back then.
And at the time when he gave it to you, I'm sure you looked at him and were like, "Come on, Dad, I like the socks."
No, I mean, I knew who Derek Jeter was. I mean, I knew that he was definitely like better than Nomar, but I always like positioned it in the little stand that it came with so that you could just see Nomar's name.
No, you mean Jeter's name.
No, Nomar's for me.
Wait, oh, because you liked him more?
Yeah, Nomar played for the Red Sox. He was like the best Red Sox player in like the early to mid 2000s.
Okay, no, I get that. But it's funny because Derek Jeter's like the face of baseball pretty much. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know, but I hated him.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a huge rivalry. So
Yeah.
let me ask you, what do you think that goes for if you were to sell that online?
Oh, man. Jesus. I mean, I would have to think that the Nomar autograph brings it down a little bit. First of all, they didn't even play on the same team. And, like, in terms of their, like, skill and legacy, there's a big gap there.
Yes. Yeah,
I
there's a
mean,
total gap.
I can't imagine many sports fans would be crazy about, like, a dual autographed baseball signed by, like, maybe one of like the top 5 players ever, and then like this other guy who is kind of now considered to be like kind of overrated as a player, especially because also what really hurt him was, you know, he had like a few amazing seasons and then he started to just decline very steadily, and then he got traded in 2004, and then the Red Sox won the World Series. And, like, a lot of people say that that's not a coincidence that he left and then they won. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it could be like a few $100s, but I really don't know. It's hard to tell.
Huh. Well, what if I said I'd give you $75 for it?
I would say no.
Okay, I'm glad.
But thank you.
I wouldn't pay that. But yeah.
You wouldn't give me $75 for it?
No, no, I wouldn't. Do you have any more autographs?
Yeah,
Like pretty prestigious.
Yeah, actually, a couple of years ago, my dad's been a season ticket holder for the Celtics since like the early 70s. So they sent him an autograph picture of Bob Cousy for like the 40th anniversary of him being a season ticket holder. So I have that framed in my room. That's pretty cool. That might be the best one that I have.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I also when I was like I was probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old when my dad got this, but I have a Celtics basketball that's signed by like a ton of different players, but from like different eras. Like there's like Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, but then also like Chris Ford, who played in like the early 80s and was just kind of like this like role model bench player, and like D Brown, who played in the early to mid 90s, and like a few other people who I can't really tell, and like JoJo White, who played in the 70s. Like I don't know how much this would be worth. There are a few autographs who I don't even know who they are. It'd be cool to take this to. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It'd be cool to take this to like who would you take? Shop? Yeah, and like have him call in a guy who can like decode autographs or something. Just to know who they are. Yeah, I actually when I was really young, I my parents took me to a Globetrotters game, and
Yeah.
I've been to like three, but the first one that I went to, I didn't know that it was fake, so it was like that much better. And at the end, I got like a Globetrotters basketball, and all the players at the end of the game like stand at the edge of the court, and there's like huge lines to like get their autograph. So I like stood in line for like 30 minutes and got this one player to sign the ball, and I have no idea. I have it in my room. I have no idea who this player is. I like got the program, and I like tried to compare like the autograph letters to like the different players' names, and like none of them make any sense. So I just have no idea who this player is.
I bet you they just bring up random guys too, just because no one actually knows who they are. And they'll just sign. It's like the locker room attendant, you know. He'll sign your ball.
Right? Yeah, that guy didn't even play the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a
What do you
basketball
got?
that's signed. Yeah, I got a basketball that's signed by Dr. J that my parents got me.
No
Probably back
way.
when I was like 10. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah,
That.
I don't. Yeah, that's probably. It's actually not my best one personally, but I don't know if I have like an authenticity like certificate with it or not.
Yeah,
So,
that can make a difference.
yeah, you'd have to go to like a pro, like I don't know, signature decoder to tell you if it's really his or not. You know.
Oh, so you don't even know for a fact that it's real?
Well, I mean, my parents bought it at an auction, so I'm assuming it's real, but
Yeah.
there's no certificate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're fairly certain it's real, but
Yeah.
I mean, how can
That-
you ever know?
No, yeah, I guess you really can't. I mean, I'm sure I would think that Dr. J probably signs everything exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So I bet if you went online and looked up like Dr. J's autograph and you compared it, if it looks similar, then I'm sure it's real.
Yeah. We could definitely check that out. Dr. J
Yeah.
autograph. Let's see how much that shit's going for right now.
Yeah, I bet that's a lot.
So I'm looking right here, and the highest price on a basketball, because mine's on a basketball, is $304.
For Dr.
So-
J's.
Yeah, I'm fucking rich, man.
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Hell yeah.
I also have a mini 49ers helmet signed by Jerry Rice.
Oh, hell yeah. That could be worth more.
That one's amazing.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice mini helmet signature. Let's see how much that bad boy's going for right now. A Niners helmet. The highest one I'm seeing right here is $189.95.
Oh, okay.
Not as
For a
much.
mini?
And then, yeah, it's a mini.
Okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah. And then my last one that I love is Kelly bought me a Steve Young picture that he signed as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and Steve Young was a quarterback for the Niners, if anyone listening doesn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my signatures that I have. Pretty good stuff. It looks like Kel Babe just got back. She's home.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. So you wanted to do a little game called Underrated and Overrated.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. What should we do first? Underrated or overrated?
Well, I have a lot. I have a lot for underrated, but only like one for overrated. I couldn't
okay.
think of something. But my overrated one is kind of a general broad thing. So it kind of encompasses a lot.
Okay, I only thought of one thing for each one.
Okay. That's good. That's fine.
Okay. Well, let's do
you want? Yeah.
let's do underrated first.
Okay.
Sorry, no. Wait, you said you only thought of one thing for underrated or overrated?
Overrated. Only one.
Then let's do overrated first.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Sure, go ahead.
So I thought, and still think to this day, that social media is a little bit overrated. Like I'm not gonna diss it because I like it, I enjoy it. It keeps me in contact with friends. I've been really falling off of Facebook lately. I don't know. I don't find it amusing or entertaining anymore. But I understand the use of it. Like I get it. You can put your pictures up there. Your friends can see the pictures. You can post about upcoming events that you're going to be part of or whatever. But to just like a normal person that doesn't really have much going on, it's just like, I don't know. I'd just rather talk to a friend on the phone.
Oh, I definitely would too. I understand that. For me personally, like I don't like using Facebook for communication purposes as much. What I really get out of it is like I send people like when, I'm playing a show or see when other people are, because there are certain like artists, like bands who I follow, and if they come to my area, sometimes they'll like, post on their wall or like send out a mass message or something like that.
Yeah, and that totally makes sense. Like,
yeah,
that's going to help you grow your quote-unquote brand of a band. You know what I mean?
Right, definitely. But also, here's the thing. I don't watch the news ever.
I don't either. I'm with you.
Yeah, I never watch it. So a lot of the news that I get about virtually everything comes from Facebook. I mean, It's so, like, because people post stuff and I can just scroll down for a few minutes and just find anything crazy that's been happening, and that's really how I get informed. I hate watching the news.
Yeah, let me tell you something, and not you, but all the people out there that are going to listen to this, like the probably like the two of you that are listening to this. The news fucking sucks. And everyone's always like, "Oh my God, you're such a dumb American. You need to watch the news." Dude, the news is there to show you the crime, the violence, and the drama in the world.
Right.
And it never
not the
makes
news.
you happy.
Yeah.
No. It's just the bullshit that's going on in the world. Why would I want to watch that and make myself sad and depressed over it? I'm gonna go to a news source like my social media page where I can get specific stuff. Like I like science news, so I get it all from like I fucking love science. And
right.
That makes me happy because I stay informed with that. But otherwise, I don't want to see that a gunman has killed a woman, while filming it, and you're gonna play the tape for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also don't need to see 50 people talking about it, debating the reason why. Like, I just don't care about that.
Yeah, it's like you get to watch your dumb, uneducated Facebook friends argue over some stupid ass political thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so you feel that social media is a little overrated.
Yes, but I had a specific social media thing, that, like a program that I put in quotes, not in quotes, but in parentheses here, and that is Pinterest. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. The reason why is because I have no fucking idea how to do it. Like, I don't understand it. Like, it is beyond me. It's like, wait, so this is a virtual bulletin board?
Yeah.
Really? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
No, yeah, and people who know that I like to cook are always like, oh, like you should go to Pinterest and like find recipes. And like I did that once, and basically any recipe that I can find on Pinterest, I can go on YouTube and type up how to make it, and there's a video on how to make that. So I don't really have any reason to use it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be perfectly honest too. I don't know how I don't know this, because this has been around for several years now. I have absolutely no idea what the purpose of hashtagging something is. I don't know what that means.
I can explain that.
Okay.
I get that. Now, do you have a Twitter?
No.
Okay, I think you can do it on Facebook. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe you can't. I'm not sure. But if you hashtag something, like do you have Instagram?
No.
Okay. This is why you don't know, because you don't really need it on any of the ones that you're using then. But what you do, say let's take Instagram for example. I take a picture of Kelly and I out at a restaurant.
Okay.
And I type in a caption like, celebrating 2 years of being married, having fun, and then hashtag, and I can write in literally any feeling, any place, any thought. So let's say like hashtag hell yes. Now, if you're bored one day, you can go and just type in the search area different hashtags to search. So you could search hashtag hell yes and see what other people are saying hell yes about, because it brings up their pictures.
Oh, okay.
But the best one is hashtag like titties or hashtag ass, and then you can click it and it brings you all the titties in the ass.
Titties in the ass?
and the ass.
Oh, okay, because that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be weird. Titties in an ass. That'd be.
Yeah.
Hey, it's probably out there.
Yeah, and then you'd pull it out and it'd make this weird like suction cup noise.
Oh, oh man. I love that you just did the noise. Okay, what do you think is overrated?
Okay. So I was scrolling through some of my music the other day, and I started listening to a track that I hadn't listened to in a long time, and it just made me realize that Modest Yahoo's beatboxing is extremely overrated.
I wish I could argue with you,
but you don't know what it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't even know. You know what I'll do? Do you want me to insert, like right here in the conversation, I'll insert some Modest Yahoo beatboxing into the conversation? That way people can hear it, and then they can hear you explain why it sucks.
Okay, sure. So basically, there's a live album that he's got called Live at Stubbs, and there's a track where he just beatboxes. And I feel like when that first came out, everyone was just like, dude, have you heard Modest Yahoo beatboxing? He's so good. He sings while he does it. He's crazy. And I thought that it was great when I first heard it. But then I started watching more videos of people beatboxing, and they're comparatively are people who are like so much infinitely better than he is. And people were like, he's like one of the best in the world. And it's like, he's not, even on that track, there's parts where you can tell he's like getting sloppy and like running out of breath and like kind of struggling. And I just don't think it's that good.
Have you heard, I always forget his name, but I usually show it to people whenever beatboxing comes up. Mm-hmm. I don't remember his name, but I'll give you like a section of it. And I'm not going to do the beatbox. I'm going to do the melody that he does.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, if your mother only knew If your mother only knew, and he's
Oh yeah,
beatboxing
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is
behind
so
that.
cool.
Oh man, it's so good. I wish I knew what his name was, and I would recommend it to people listening, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you, I think if you go on
YouTube?
YouTube and type in like the guy who beatboxes and sings at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, and I remember showing this to a couple coworkers because they hadn't seen it. Oh, his name's Rahzel, Rahzel. Um, one of the videos sucks, but one of them's really good. And I don't remember which one it is, but you'll know because I think the live one's the shitty one. You don't want to listen to that. You want to listen to like the
Yeah.
pre-recorded one.
Okay.
Yeah, so good though, so good.
Yeah.
Okay, Modest Yahoo beatboxing blows anus.
Yeah, it really does.
No. All right, poor guy.
Yeah, sorry.
All
All
right, give
right,
me.
let's.
You keep going. Give me. No, I'll go because you only have one underrated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start then. I'll give you like a couple because I have five
Okay.
total.
Fine.
The first one I want to say is really short. I think it's underrated to grow your own food or have like a fruit tree or
Oh,
some
I agree
veggies in
with
your
that.
backyard. Because, dude, I have an avocado tree in the backyard. I didn't plant it. We just bought the house, and it came with it, and it has not produced. And on Sunday, I just walked outside, and there was an avocado on the ground. I just picked it up, and I'm gonna fucking eat that thing tomorrow.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and for those of you at my wedding, you can recall Kelly and I planted a lime tree, and we've harvested from it like 3 different times, and we make we make some alcoholic drinks with those limes. It's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have my mom has, or my parents have
Ma-
a crab apple
marijuana.
tree. Well, there was that a long time ago. um, that is also underrated. Growing that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah. My parents have a crab apple tree in our front yard, and my mom it produces like hundreds of apples, and it's really tall at this point. Like I remember when I was younger, it was much shorter, but now there's like an area in my driveway that I can't shoot a basketball from because it would just hit the tree, and like I used to be able to shoot from there.
But
But
these crab apples they're like cherry sized, right?
no, no, no. These are like regular sized.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's awesome. Um,
Are they tart or are they pretty sweet?
um, I'd say they're more on the sweet side. They're green.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
She's made like applesauce and like apple turnovers with them, and they are really, really good. I suggested that we try to make some hard apple cider, and my mom thought
Ooh.
about that too. We looked it up. She wouldn't be opposed to it, but we would need to buy some more like some kind of like intense equipment, like similar to brewing beer. It's like kind of that kind of a process.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
know if
that
I told you
initial
this.
investment.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you this. My mom and I actually made wine.
Oh, did you? What'd you jar it in? What'd you bottle it in?
Well, so my mom bought some like wild organic grapes, but also we discovered that we have like a grapevine like growing a little bit back into our backyard, like in the woods.
Okay.
So we got a ton of grapes, and it's actually really, really easy to do. We're going to do it again, but we like smushed all the juice out of the grapes, and then you
With your
put,
feet.
not with our feet. I didn't feel like doing that. We just took like a masher and mashed all of them. And then once we did that, we put the grapes in like a cheesecloth and we squeezed out even more juice. And for like how many grapes we used, we got a shitload of juice. So
a lot of Jews, is that what you
a
said?
lot of Jews come out of the grapes. They've all been hiding. So then they'll never find us.
Oh God, Jared, cover your head. Oh, is that your kepi?
So then the hardest part of it is you have to mix that with like water that you have to boil like 3 times and like keep it like at these perfect conditions. But that's like the most difficult part. So then you mix the water in with the grape juice, and then you mix in yeast and sugar, and you literally just we put it in this like big jar and sealed it, and then you just put it in a cool dark place and you just don't touch it for like at least 2.5 or 3 weeks, and then we let it sit longer than that. At this point it's probably been about a month and a half ago that we did all this. So
and did it come out really, really sweet or pretty good?
It is really good. It's kind of like a rosé. It's a little cloudy too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it tastes like wine. Like it worked.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much unfiltered, right? You're not filtering out that yeast and sediment.
My mom did. She put it through a couple of filtration processes, and even after like the second one, it's still a little cloudy. I don't know how you get it to like not to just be perfectly clear. We'll definitely do this again, so we'll do some research on that.
That's cool. I picture your mom pouring the wine through a pure water filter. just to strain
like
out the impurities in it. Yeah. Dude, I did that in college with a handle of Albertsons vodka.
Yeah.
And
to distill
I sent it through 3 times. Say it again?
Like to distill it again?
No, not to distill it, but to filter it, like to get out like
that's
bigger,
what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. To get out the bigger impurities, and I ruined my filter on the pure water filter or whatever it was. And it tasted like shitty ass vodka still.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. When my mom and I were making the wine, my dad walked in and he goes, "You guys have been watching too much Breaking Bad."
It's like, at least it's not meth, though.
It's like, this is legal.
Yeah.
We're also not selling it to anyone.
It's true. Then it would be illegal if you tried to sell that to someone.
It would be, yes. We have to get a license for that.
Yeah, government wants that money, dog.
Yeah. I finished Breaking Bad, by the way. Crazy.
Wait, what, recently?
Like yesterday.
Are you serious? How is it taking you this long to watch that show?
Dude, I told you, like, during our last podcast or, like, one of our last phone conversations that I had been watching it. Like, I just started watching it, like, a few weeks ago.
Jeez. Okay. So you watched it in quick succession, and it's a great fucking show.
It was awesome, yeah.
But you're
like crazy.
You're like 14 years behind, man.
Maybe like 3.
Yeah. It's a shame because I would love to talk about it, but I don't even remember it.
Right.
Like I know it was an amazing show. I know Gus is a crazy ass character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
I was actually thinking of being Walter for Halloween, because what I would do is just like get the clothes that he wears, like a button-up shirt and like some like slacks, And then there's a guy named Fred, and he's got a pair of slacks. Ooh, Fred's got
Yeah,
slacks.
Fred's got slacks.
um,
So, would you use your dad's slacks though?
I have some that would fit, that would work fine. And then I would just like I have like a pretty bushy beard going at this point. So I would just shave everything except for the goatee, and then get like a buzz cut, and then get the kind of hat that he wears and sunglasses. But then what I would do is I'd go and get a bunch of blue rock candy and like put those
Ooh.
in baggies, and that would be my meth.
Why don't you just cook actual meth?
I could do that.
You probably you if you told your mom that you wanted to be authentic, I feel like she would figure out how to make meth.
Yeah, and like keep it hidden from my dad somehow.
No,
Dude,
I like that idea.
did you see how much equipment one needs to cook meth?
Oh, it's so much, dude.
It's
Especially if you're
crazy.
gonna mass produce it.
You need a
Yeah.
fucking gas mask.
Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You don't want to inhale those noxious gases.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
talked about Halloween.
Yeah.
That's what you think? Have you thought
Yeah.
of what the most offensive Halloween costume is that you've maybe seen before or can think of just off the top of your head?
I mean, in terms of what I've seen, I mean, this isn't offensive to me, but I've seen people dressed as like a bloody Jesus before. But I think that's funny.
Like Matt Fisher?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about
I
that,
don't-
but yes, he did that.
Yeah, I don't really get offended very easily. So
Yeah,
a
no.
lot of people's costumes, like I
I think,
literally
like,
can't think of anything.
I would be
that I've
offended
seen.
if I saw. I guess this would have to be like a two-part costume. Like if someone were to dress as like a horse, how they have like a guy in the front and a guy in the back. If I saw something that was like Hitler raping Bob Marley or something like that, like that would be pretty offensive.
Oh, okay. So I really thought you were talking about the first part of the costume is a horse, and the second part of the costume is Hitler riding a horse while fucking Bob Marley.
That would take
Can we
four
just-
people.
Can we add the horse in? That would be even more offensive, right?
Yeah, that would be very offensive.
So you mean like two people would wear the costume. The guy in the front would be Bob Marley, and his ass would be sticking backwards, but he
Yeah.
could still walk straight. And Hitler would be behind him, walking straight, but his pelvic region was thrust into Bob Marley's anus.
Exactly.
Oh man, I love it,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome. You should make that.
No way.
It's funny because
Half of it is a
Just
Hitler
like you.
costume. That alone is bad.
no, that's what I was about to say. Is the only really offensive costume I can think of would maybe be okay. How about definitely Hitler, but maybe being like a Taliban member, or like portraying a Muslim that's like a fundamentalist or something like that.
Is
that's
that
offensive.
because it would be offensive to Muslims?
Yeah, because obviously not all Muslims are fundamentalists and terrorists.
Right. Yeah.
But imagine, how about this? Okay, this is the most offensive thing I could think of. You and your boy, probably me and you, because we're about the same height, and we dress up as skyscrapers, and in between us we hang like two airplanes.
Oh, okay. That would be very offensive.
That's just dumb. That'd be bad.
That would be pretty bad.
Um,
I thought you were gonna say, like, if you got like another person or even like a third part. Like if you were all just like one of you was like Osama bin Laden, and one of you was like Hitler,
Oh.
and one of you was Saddam Hussein, and just like all these really like one of you was like the Pharaoh, and you were all just like really like terrible people.
Yeah, well, if you're all terrible people, I can see that better just like one, because then you guys have a
Yeah.
team, but you're still a douchebag.
Yeah, like there might be some people who find it funny, but probably not most people.
Dude, I don't think anyone's allowed to wear a Hitler costume unless you're portraying him in a movie. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that's not nice.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Good Halloween segue. You want to go back to underrated?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll
So
throw
let's
mine
hear
out.
yours, and I'll put
Okay.
in one more. Even though I had five, I'll put in my favorite one.
Okay.
So
Something
do you want to?
that
You're gonna go? Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I think it is very underrated when you find a new, reliably comfortable place to take a shit.
Okay, like a store.
A store or really just anywhere. Like, so for the last 2 years, I've been working in a part of my building where there's basically just a long hallway. There are a bunch of different classrooms on like either side, and there's really just one staff bathroom for men and women on the floor. And even in the men's bathroom, there are like four stalls. So there's almost always someone in there, and naturally, if it's available, I go for the bigger handicap one.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a new part of the building that I hadn't worked in before, and I discovered that there's a bathroom that there's like two bathrooms for men and women, like on either side of the complex. But I
Yeah.
discovered that one of them is in like kind of a nice part of the building, and there's one urinal, one stall, and like nobody is ever in there. And I love shitting there so
I
much.
I think I totally agree with you. Like when I'm out in my truck and I know that a certain place has good bathrooms, I'm so excited. And then there's other places where I know it's going to be a terrible experience,
Yeah.
and I just don't look forward to life at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Having a nice, comfortable spot. I always like. Do you do anything? Like, do you like play any games or like watch any videos of anything when you shit?
Usually just like surf the internet, you know,
Okay.
just
I
read some
almost
articles.
always, when I take a shit, I like. The best is when I know it's going to be a long shit, because then what I do is I always watch like vintage basketball highlights on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Like I'll search for like Michael Jordan's greatest games, and I'll see a clip of when he scored like 50 points against some team in like 1990, and that'll be like 7 or 8 minutes long, so it's like the perfect length to just sit and watch that while shitting.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I get that. I love watching
Yeah.
a nice video while you're pooping.
Yeah.
Um, so Rod, we got about 30 seconds until we're at an hour, and I think I'm going to cut it short today. I'm going to help Kel
Okay.
cook.
Great.
So we'll save the rest of my underrateds for later. We'll save the word association, and we'll save some of the questions
Ah.
that I sent you in the email for next
Okay.
time. But one last thing before I forget, and it's not really important because this won't go out tonight. But tonight at 10:30 on True TV, Dylan, Carrie, is going to be on. He's going to be on a show
Oh,
called
nice.
Road Spill, man. Yeah, I'm so excited for this guy.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's a big week for Dill, man. His opening night for his dinner theater is on Saturday night in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so wanted to mention that on the podcast and wish him luck. I know he probably won't even hear this beforehand. This will probably come out on Thursday or something. But yeah, just wanted to let you know.
Cool. I'll definitely catch that.
Yeah. Well, all right, Rod. Well, I got to get going. Okay, man.